show, cause we give you what you need. And it's 3 times a week. It's that bacon, egg, and cheese. It's that bacon, egg, and cheese show. And it's 3 times a week. Y'all know we bring that heat. It's that bacon, egg, and cheese.
Well, we got Havoc in the motherfucking building. Havoc is in the building.
Good morning.
What's going on, Havoc? Welcome to the Bacon, Egg, and Cheese Show. I'm your
Good
girl,
on.
Lady Luck.
Hi, I'm Miss Lissa.
Hey, I'm Bad Bunny, First Lady of the Streets. Bang, you already know the vibes.
And it's the Bacon, Egg, and Cheese Show. And we just want to thank you for coming on. Super legendary, super humble, always showing me love, always just been there for me. So, you know, shout out to you, MOBB.
You ain't a crook, man. You just a shit.
I think that's the most rapped on beat. I think everybody has freestyled on Shook Ones at one point or another in their career. I think everybody raps on that.
Word. That's one of those, you know, tracks that when you first coming in the game, that's one of the tracks you gotta body it.
So
I'm gonna have to rap to that, look, because I ain't never laid no bars to that. And after we get on, yeah, I'm about to go in.
we have a whole freestyle to it, Babs. Me and you
We do. Oh, we do. Yo, I smoke a lot of these, B. Don't mind me. A lot of these.
So let's jump right into it. How did you start producing? Because the bars is fire, and I know a lot of people, like in the beginning, didn't know that you were doing all of the beats. So I mean, from Britney Spears, we get into all of that. But how did you start with the production?
I kind of started with the production out of necessity. You know what I mean? Like, me and Prodigy, we formed a group or whatever have you, and we couldn't afford to obtain a lot of services from the known producers out there at the time. So we was like, fuck it. Prodigy's grandma, she used to watch us and, analyze, and she just bought Prodigy like mad equipment, like $100,000 worth of equipment. That lady, God bless her, yo. She bought mad equipment just off of watching us. She just bought the equipment for her grandson, and I went over to the crib when he had it, and he showed me how to work it, a little bit, and then it was just over from there.
So P was making beats too?
Yeah. Prodigy was making the beats first. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was going in, and I was like, yo, show me how to do that. I kind of bogarted my way onto the equipment and shit. And he showed me, and he fell back and just, and had the confidence in me to keep going with it.
Every time we have somebody on here as a guest, whether they are in a group or whatnot, we wanted to know, like, how did you guys meet? Y'all notice out there in articles and stuff where people tune in. How did you guys meet, and how did you say, yo, we're going to start this rap group?
Yeah, well, me and Prodigy met back in the High School of Art and Design in Manhattan. And, I was in there one year. I was a freshman. Then the next year, being a sophomore, Prodigy wasn't in there yet. Then he came my sophomore year, and we had mutual friends. And, we just started hanging out with each other. And, we used to be in a lunchroom just, banging on the tables, freestyling, rapping and all of that. And, I seen that he rap, he seen that I rap, and we got along. So we was like, yo, let's form a group or whatever. But even before that, we used to just hang out with each other outside of school. Like, you know what I mean? We used to meet up on the weekends and just hang out. You know what I'm saying? I would be around his family. He would be around my family. So we just like became best friends, and we formed a group.
Fire. And
A fire group.
Right.
Fire group.
Most legendary hip hop group there is, and trust me, I would have to say y'all most legendary group. And what I love about Queens is that y'all all stick together, like Nas and everybody who's from there. Like, y'all all doing the videos and stuff like that on each other's albums. You doing all of the production. So shout out to everybody from Queens. I don't want to take over the whole thing. Miss Lissa, you got any questions? Because I'll sit here, I'll tell them how much the first album meant to me. I'll tell them about the Infamous album.
We would love that.
One of my favorite songs on there was I used to be in love with this bitch named E&J. Don't fuck with her no more now. Fuck with Take a Rate. Yo, I would listen to that all the time. So I burnt that album into the ground.
One of my favorites is the joint with Little Kim on there. You already know. When Brooklyn blessed the mic, I was like, okay, yeah, this is a lit situation for real. So,
I mean,
all female rappers too. Like y'all had Vita on the joint, Little Kim joint. Lady Luck on the joint. We'll get to that later. But you guys always show love to everybody. So, you know what I mean? It's super dope.
Absolutely. I mean, working with the females was a must because, when we came out, it was just we were just nothing but guys just rocking all day, like, you know what I mean? And we like, yo, we gotta involve the ladies, you know what I mean? Because it just was too many guys around, like, you know what I'm saying? We needed to try to, get some female support and fans, so that's why we just started rocking with, female MCs.
That's
Fire.
fire. Yeah,
I
that's
know.
fire.
I love to introduce you to Miss Lissa. She is just so super dope, media personality, and that's the lowest that I can come up with. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's super amazing. She got dope segments. I know she got a question for you.
I've actually met him before. Remember at the Method Man video shoot? How are you? So,
Oh yeah,
what do you say is the glue between you and Prodigy? Rest in peace. Because to have such an ongoing relationship, you know that there's always hiccups. But what do you feel like kept you strong in this whole journey?
Oh man, that's an easy one. The thing that kept us bonded mostly was our love that we have for music and hip hop in general. Just our mutual love that we have for the craft game. Through it all, you know what I'm saying? We was like brothers, so we bumped heads a lot, you know what I mean? But as we should, you know what I mean? But the music kept us together, no matter how like mad we would get at each other. We get on that fucking stage though, you know what I'm saying? And the crowd wouldn't be able to tell we just had a fucking argument, you know what I mean? We be on there just, you know what I'm saying, still, like, you know what I mean? And then, so I would have to say definitely music, you know what I mean? Our love for the music definitely kept us together.
Well, what is your thoughts on the state of music now? Like, are you loving it? Are you feeling like it could be a little better? Did you think that, how do you feel with these new artists?
I get asked that question a lot. I just say like this, we thrived in the 90s, you know what I'm saying? Mobb Deep was, and I remember the 80s. There was a lot of music that I didn't fuck with then, like, you know what I'm saying? So now it's not going to be no different. There's a lot of music that I fuck with, but it's a lot of music that I do fuck with. So, everything can be hot. But so I can't knock the new generation. What I do is just show support to the new generation instead of trying to knock them, because I love that they up the avenue, they doing music. So I'm fellow musician.
I would love to hear. Have you worked with Griselda yet? I would love to hear Griselda on the Havoc beat.
Yo, you know what I'm saying? I would love to work with them too. I did a track for Conway on projects. It was called Juvenile Hell. The track was fire, you know what I'm saying? He bodied it. It was featuring Free Lord. I think Lloyd Banks was on there. So yeah, I worked with them briefly with Conway on that, but to do more work with them, that would be dope too, because I love those guys. And even if I didn't work with them, I've support them.
I didn't forget about the song you had with Meth. I'm glad Miss Lissa reminded me of that. I'm like, oh yeah, we were at the video shoot. So you want to tell us, like, how did you and Meth hook up? Because I know everybody been in the game for a minute. That's not your first time working together, right?
Say that I couldn't hear you. Somebody was like being a dickhead and calling in, but what you said?
No, I said Miss Lissa reminded me that we were at the video shoot, and I said, oh yeah, that wasn't your first time working with Meth, right? Right when we
Yeah, I mean, Meth, we used to be label mates, you know what I mean? Back in the Loud days, him being down with Wu-Tang, you know what I'm saying, being Loud Records. So, we worked with Meth on Earth album, with, I mean, and throughout the years, we always had like a brotherly relationship. So, working with him is just like, working with one of your cousins or something like that. You know what I mean? It's like the love is always there.
And I know, and I always ask for the human moments. Like I even asked Vinny this from Naughty by Nature. Like I know what it is for everybody to be rapping and trying to get on and trying to get a record deal. Like, but what was the record that let you know, like, wow, we here, we established? Like, what was the record that blew your mind? Folks?
I mean, straight up, I have to say Shook Ones. Like when we made that, you know what I mean? We was like, yo, that shit fucked our head up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because prior to that, a couple of little missteps. Make a couple of missteps, it could be uninspiring and it could kill your confidence, you know what I'm saying? But we kept going and we made the song Shook Ones and we put that out and that shit just took over, and that's what made us like, yo, I think we got something, we did it.
How'd you get with Britney Spears? Because your production sound is so gutter, it's so raw. You know what I mean? Quiet Storm, Shook Ones. You know, like how did it get to Britney Spears?
I mean, you know, that one right there was simple because for the simple fact that we had label mates, you know what I'm saying, after, you know, the Loud era, you know, Loud, you know, kind of, you know, went out of business. We had to make moves and we got onto Job. And once we got onto Job, we fostered a lot of different relationships. And, you know, me being a producer, you know, I'm trying to, you know what I mean, I'm chasing down, you know, to produce. So, you know, that's how that happened.
That was fire. I remember when I saw that, I was like, Britney Spears? Okay.
First of all, it's a lot of people that don't even know that you're a producer. Like,
Right.
it's a lot of artists that don't know. Now, how would an artist go about hollering at you for a beat?
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Nowadays, it's kind of organic. You know what I'm saying? They can hit the contact in the bio, you know what I'm saying, or the Instagram or whatever have you, or know somebody that knows somebody, you know what I mean? And you know, it's pretty organic in that way.
Okay, well, I'm back in the studio myself, you know what I mean? And I'm in there putting, you know, setting that fire to that mic. And I would love to be blessed with a Havoc beat. I would love it.
I'll link y'all.
Yes.
I'll link y'all. So I just see somebody say verses in here. Would you do a verses? Would you are you interested in that?
I definitely would do a versus because I know, you know, that Mall Deep catalog, you know, they stomp for everything out, you know what I mean? So
Heavy.
Who would you go against? Like, who's the ideal person to go against Mobb Deep?
I mean, you know, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I would let the, you know, the fans decide that, the supporters. I would let the supporters decide that.
How do you feel about the Dipset versus the Locks?
Man, I can't wait till that shit happens because I love both of them. You know what I'm saying? And for hip hop to, you know, have a versus of that stature now, you know what I mean? Like right up our alley is like, you know what I'm saying? They both gonna be winners that night.
That's how I feel with the verses. I never pick a winner. They get mad at me. They be like, you got to pick a winner. I'm like, we won because we get to see both of them. They catalog some things that we forgot. You know, like even with the Gucci Man and Jeezy situation, I just feel like we won because they both were there at the same time. So, I you know, shout out the verses and just bringing light to everybody, you know.
Yeah, some people saying Mobb Deep versus CNN.
I love CNN, but Mobb Deep catalog is
It would have to be like Wu-Tang or
CNN
something.
got some joints, son. CNN got some joints.
CNN ain't no joke. CNN got that shit. You know what I mean? So, yeah, CNN Mall Deep, let's do it.
But really quick before, you know, we hop into today's topics and things of that nature, you know, Lady Luck did a whole strip club run. I was out here for 10 years. I was dating strippers. I was all over the place. Read about it in the book. But one night I met Jersey girls and they had booked Prodigy, and Prodigy come out. I'm like, yo, Pete was good. Lady Luck. He said, I know who you are. We talking, we chopping it up. He like, yo, come to the studio. I'm like, all right, cool. You know, I don't know what to think of it. RP July, we roll out there and I lay the verse. And these guys, the way they work is just so dope. Like, you lay your verse, I'm going to lay my verse. And they sit there. It take maybe about 5-10 minutes for them to come up with the hook. You know, and then I ain't hear from them for months. And then all of a sudden, the joint dropped. And it was super fire. And I appreciate it. And I'm like, oh, it even sound more fire now that it's mixed and everything like that. So shout out RPP and all of the love that you guys showed me. And I just really want to thank y'all for such an opportunity to do a song with the legendary group that I like. I hate when people say it to me, but that I grew up on. And not saying that we far in age. Y'all just got on before me, you know. But I just really, it's just an honor and a pleasure to be able to say that. Like, you know, that's bragging.
That's fire, Luck. You gotta stop being humble all the time. Sometimes you gotta brag about shit you did. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta style like right. I got a record with the mob. Fuck is you
Word. Next bitch come
like is you niggas talking about?
Well, speaking of stunting with the mob, since we're doing that, my last Prodigy's last interview, his last live interview, I was doing the interview. Wow. And then they put on your song with Little Kim, and he and I performed on the stage. So technically, I am his last performance. So rest in peace to Prodigy. He's always been a really great person. Every time I met him, so cool. You as well. You just got to give the legends, all of you ladies and you gentlemen, their flowers. Always show the love.
Hey, yes, Miss Lissa, you got the style on them like what? I got
the
interview with Pete. What are you talking about? Don't you ever try to start on me? Is you crazy?
You gotta
always stay gracious. Best revenge is your paper. That's what Beyonce told us.
Right.
Be gracious 4 days a week, though. It's 7 out that week.
But I want to play a little game with everyone so that we could like break the. Get him warmed up before the menu comes out. So we're gonna play a game where we're going to. Do y'all want to do mumble raps or do y'all want to do whose line is it? Where we just throw artists at him and see what song comes to his mind.
So have with our show is we interview the people, we give the flowers, and then we go into the latest topics, but we also play a game. So the game right now that we're about to play is mumble rap, where we're gonna mumble the lyrics, and either you have to guess it. Miss Lissa, who's the teams?
Havoc, you're a captain. Who would you like to have on your team between Lady Luck and Babs Bunny?
Oh, nah, so I'll put Lady Luck on my team real quick.
You fucked up, Hab. You fucked up. It's over for you niggas. This is over. Let's go, Lissa.
All right. So we're going to mumble the song. So you can't say any legitimate word. You have to mumble like the artists are doing nowadays. Not all of them, but you know the vibes. So we're going to we'll go first. Yeah, so that way you can see how it goes. And then Lady Luck will go next. All right? Ready? You ready, Bunny?
Let's go. You already know.
If
you wanted to, wait. With these bloody shoes.
That's right.
Okay.
I can money move. I make money move.
Already, they cheating already.
Hey,
we didn't say no words.
Okay. All right, you ready?
Who got the keys to my beamer?
Jimma.
All right. Let me think. All right. Ready?
The UMO competitor. I'm 10 steps ahead of ya. I'm a leader. Y'all want to follow me shit.
Okay.
I'm in this game. Also, you better follow my shit.
Okay.
Just to get to the top, I put 100% in every line I drop. Let's go.
Okay. Let me see. Where am I going with it? All right. See, I wasn't ready because I was trying to figure out which one she was doing.
I'm not your partner.
Huh?
That's right.
You gotta focus on your partner.
Up on these niggas, Lissa. We up on them.
All right.
2-1.
Got it. I got it. I just want to make sure my partner got it. Okay.
That is everybody. Bone Thugs and Harmony.
She cheating like
I know, but I wasn't gonna say nothing. I wasn't gonna say nothing.
Nobody knows the words, okay? The whole song sounds like that.
That's
all
what
right, we ready? You ready, Bunny? You ready, Bunny?
Let's go.
Oh, nah.
Megan.
I don't know about that.
They're cheating. All right. Last one.
Everyday Flies.
All right. Myself enough to know.
All right.
Well, it's a tie.
It's a tie.
It's a tie. You got lucky because usually luck loses. Usually I am the winner, okay?
She is a tie though, so it's a split decision, even though, we still the reigning champs. We the mumble rap champs. We the mumble rap champs. We are the mumble rap champs. Now, before we go into our topics, if you want to join the BET team, email thebetshow@gmail.com. Luck, Babs, let us know about your sponsors and what you have going on.
You go first, Bunny?
Oh, wow. Make sure y'all tune in. Queen of the Ring artists on YouTube right now. Get in tune. We dropping battles every other day. We dropping trailers every other day to the next event. I need y'all to get in tune. Make sure y'all subscribe to the Caffeine app because we have another event coming up soon. Y'all already know the vibes. And if you have a special talent, please email us at the becshow@gmail.com because you could be pulled up on a live show for the segment Bunny's Got Talent. So if you could rap super duper fast, if you could sing, if you know how to juggle, but you got to juggle like 3, 4, 5 balls at the same time. If you know how to spit fire, if you know how to swallow a sword, if you know how to play the drums and the piano, if you're just a one-man band, holla at me. And you could be on a live show.
Girls who could do that. I know some girls who could do the juggling 4 or 5 balls at a time. I'm on the show, and it's your girl, Lady Luck. And of course, you already know we got Lucky CBD. I got a whole pack for you. I'm gonna send you a crown because we got Lucky Crowns, we got Lucky CBD, and we got Lucky Punch. 7 different flavors right now, all natural, all organic to help you boost your immunity system. Listen, they got that Delta 8, Delta 5, whatever's going on right now, but we got Delta 8. So I'm gonna just send you a whole pack right now so that we could boost your immune system and we could get you high, and we got pain solved to rub away the pain, and we got crowns so you can stunt in the pitches. But Luck got about 5 different companies that we work in, so shout out to all the Luckies.
Havoc, where'd you go, baby?
Right here.
Where'd you go, baby? Let us know where we can find your music and just more about you if we want to get more information.
I got some new music coming out soon. Don't worry, just stay tuned, baby. It's all good.
All right. Fire.
You already know this man is a legend. He's Googleable, so do those Googles. Make sure you're following him on Instagram if you are done living under a rock. And also head to my website, MissLissaKnows.com, where you can get these sunglasses and so much more. Enter the code BEC and you'll save some money.
Fire.
Sir Havoc, is there?
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, have you ever thought about doing a compilation album, like where it's with your beats and everybody else, or have you done that already?
I haven't done that yet, but definitely that's coming for sure. You know what I'm saying? That's definitely something that I had on my mind for the longest time. I'm just trying to find the right artists to put together, and it's the green light from there.
All right, I'm on you. I don't want to say nothing plausible, but I'm on your head, man. Pause. And me and that. And I'm going to reach out to other artists. I'm going to be on you about that because that's a dope idea to do right now.
Appreciate you.
Now, do you have a special, let's not even get into, because maybe you're not ready to, you might not want to do that, right? So when you're in a relationship, if you're not in one, do you think it's okay to have pillow talk? Is it all right to share your friend's business or what have you with the object of your affection? Or are you the type of person that wants to know your girlfriend's business? Let's take a look at this nosy man right here. Oh my God, what happened? What happened?
He's funny.
What happened? Oh my God, don't cry. He went and got headphones. He want to hear it. He want the tea.
Don't cry.
Have, are you the type of person that be all up in the tea with your girlfriend or your wife's friends?
Not really. You know what I'm saying? I don't be really wanting to know all of that unless if it's affecting her in a negative way. You know what I mean? I don't like to be like, I'm not with the gossip stuff. You know what I'm saying? With the gossip shit. But it's affecting, you know what I'm saying, whoever I'm yeah, we can talk about it.
Does that change your thoughts on the friend? Like, does that change how you feel about the friend? If she's like, oh yeah, every time we go out, I don't know, like she be in dudes' faces, or if she's cheating on her boyfriend, does that make you look at them differently, or can you stay impartial and act like you don't know nothing?
I'm not gonna act nothing, but birds lock together sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So you want your girl around somebody positive that's not, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna say, yo, I want my girl with somebody that nigga fake. You know what I'm saying? That's not the matter. You know what I'm saying? I want my girl to be around positive vibes and energy, man. Straight up with you out. You know what I mean? That's not a friend to have. You know what I mean?
That is true. because I definitely look at you sideways according to your friends. Like, definitely. I'm like, yo, why you even hanging out with her? Like you do what she do? Like, yeah, I'm on that type of time. Yeah.
What about you, Lucky?
I really mind my business. You know, minding my business has kept me out of so much stuff. You know what I mean? Even getting arrested and everything. When you mind your business and you don't know what's going on, you really stay out of trouble. So I'm not the one who's going to get the earpiece. Now, if it's something juicy, I know when you hang up, you're going to tell me because, you know, you want to share it with me. But I'm not the one who's going to go with the headphones and all that.
No, just put this shit on speaker. I am very motherfucking nosy, and if I'm with you, we are best friends, okay? And I should be the one person that you could tell everything to, and I want to know all the tea, okay? Yes, A, B, C, and D. I want to know it all.
Speaking of knowing it all, it looks like the baby is losing it all. So we all know that during Rolling Loud, the baby had, you know, a very eventful performance in which he bought out Tory Lanez. He got a shoe thrown on him, and he had a little monologue about how people who, you know, may have HIV or be invested in homosexual activities should, I guess,
Turn the light up.
evacuate the building. What he said?
No. So he was like, yo, anybody who didn't suck dick in the parking lot, put your phone up with the light on. Anybody who don't have AIDS or HIV, put your phone up. And you know, he was calling people out like that. Like, I guess he was in the moment and trying to get people to turn their lights on. And you know, it was a call and response. For me,
what happened to if you got long hair, make noise? So
yeah,
he's
you got more
losing
than
his
$20 in
endorsements
your
now.
pocket.
He's losing his endorsements. He lost his endorsement with Boohoo Men's. They launched a whole, and the pieces were so nice. He's already been taken off the website. You can't even type the baby
Ain't
in the
nobody
search
coming
engine.
to you, Boohoo Men's. God.
But they felt like he could have helped elevate their brand. They could have been like a Fashion Nova Men type of thing. Like, he could have used his influence to further feed his children. How do you feel? Have you ever had any moments where you may have said something that caused some confusion for your career or what have you?
That was all Prodigy.
Yeah. Definitely. You know, I'm not a stranger to that. You know, saying being in the moment, you know, talking sideways, and you know, definitely regretted something that I said. But you know, I think everybody should be forgiven. You know what I mean? Like, we should forgive them for certain things, depending on what it is. You know what I mean? And not.
Everybody's so sensitive nowadays. Everybody.
Yeah. We can't be too quick to pass judgment on somebody for, you know, something that they said. You know, like, you know, people talk off the cuff a lot. You know what I mean?
In the moment.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't know what happened backstage before he got on there, what they gave him, what they put in his weed. I just felt like it was a fucking drug-induced rant. And I don't know. I don't know if he does drugs. I'm just saying that's what it sounds like to me. And so we say a lot of shit when we drunk and high. Okay?
Yeah, y'all be calling me the next day telling me what I said. So that's why shout out to Lee in the comments.
Now, speaking of sucking dick,
Whoa.
our next order comes straight off the grill, heavy sausage. We're giving life advice from Superhead.
Oh man.
So let's be super honest here, and I'm gonna be really frank and
She's being
a
real
little
frank.
uncool. I'm not gonna suck a dick unless I'm gonna do it great. I'm not gonna write a book unless I'm gonna do it great. I'm not gonna cook a meal unless I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna touch anything unless I plan on doing it better than anyone else you've ever met in your entire life.
Right. Yeah.
That's how I like to do things. That's the energy I put forth in everything.
Right.
Well, because
Okay,
I'm good at
see?
everything I do.
Damn.
Go hard or go home. That is words from the wise, everyone's favorite sausage inhaler.
I had to say I love her.
How do you feel? Do you agree? Disagree? Do you know her? Have you ever got any advice?
You can say whatever you want. Right? Have you no pressure? No pressure.
You said, have I gotten any advice from who?
Have you ever gotten any advice from Superhead?
Oh, I don't know her, so I never got any advice from her. You know what I'm saying? But she sounds like she really good at her job. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if she do something, she want to be good at it. So I ain't mad at her.
There you go. You got to be the best at whatever you do. And this is why they call her Superhead. So I'm not mad. I'm not mad, Super. Yes. Outdo the next bitch, okay?
I would like to meet her and see if she really means it.
Well, like she said, you're either going to go hard or you're going to go home. But before you go home, make sure you are following and subscribe to us on YouTube. You just head to YouTube after the show. You just go to the search box, type in Bacon, Egg, and Cheese Show. Hit that subscribe button because a lot of exclusive content is going to be coming very, very soon. And don't forget to check out Queen of the Ring. Let's talk about that, Bunny.
Make sure y'all go to YouTube, subscribe to the Queen of the Ring artist channel. Get in tune. Get in tune. Y'all already know the vibe. The #1 female battle rap league in the motherfucking world. Get in tune with it.
Well, matter of fact, forget about Lucky. A shout out to Miss Jones in the comment. We love Miss Jones. She is like
Miss Jones.
To the show. But the battle that you have me judging or being a part of or whatever, maybe we inbox Hab and see if he want to get down with female battle rap because they got some killers. Hab. These hoes came from my head, okay? Babs Bunny pays me handsomely, but these young bitches ain't playing Hab. So we got to pull you up over there, man. So we're definitely going to talk after the show.
For sure.
Well, you know, y'all birthed these bitches. And speaking of birthing and children, they're saying that there are so many children that get switched at birth and never get switched back. There was a woman that shared that her mother told her that in the hospital they handed her to a woman with a black husband, a white woman with a black husband, and they handed her mother what they thought was her dark-skinned baby, and it was the wrong baby. Like, so how do you feel about that? Do you, I mean, I have a child, Babs has children, and Luck has nephews that she loves. I don't know about you, Happy, but do you allow your children to go to the nursery after giving birth? How do you feel about what's happening in our hospital systems? Like
every time that, you know, when my son was born, when my youngest son was born, I never let him leave my sight when they brought him to the wherever they bring the little babies at, and I was watching them, making sure I know which one is my baby, because, you know, in my head, you know, them babies be looking the same for a second. You know what I mean? So they could like kind of switch the rule on you. So I kept my eyes on my baby for sure, just because I don't know the statistics of how many times the switch of rule happens, but I know
28,000 a year.
See, that's why I kept my eyes on my
28,000 a year.
A lot. That's a lot.
And not all of them get switched back.
That's fucked up.
Well, listen.
Well, let me tell you some shit, right? So I was watching this show, right? And so this show is called Long Lost Family. And so it was this girl, she went on Ancestry.com to try to find her, you know, she wanted to do a DNA background. And she thought that she was white, but she got all of this fucking Spanish shit that came back. And she's like, yo, what the fuck? Nah, do it again. Bitch did the shit again. And so now the same shit came up. And this is why she went on the show. And then she found her real family. And then her real family was Mexican. And then they had they got switched at the hospital. And so, like, it was crazy. She got to meet her real sister and all of this shit. Y'all gotta go watch this show. It's called Long Lost Family.
Now, listen, my sister's a little darker than me, and my brother-in-law, he looks like Miss Lissa. So when she had this baby, her second son, he had light blue eyes, and he was very, very light-skinned. So I turned to her, I said, is there something you want to tell me? Because he don't look like your baby daddy. And then I was like, maybe he got switched in the hospital. But turned out, he grew up. He looked like his daddy. He just a light-skinned version. I guess our side got more powerful. But in the beginning, I didn't believe it. I kept telling.
It's a few. I
said, if this wasn't your baby, and they call you and say, you know, because he was so gorgeous. I said, would you give him back? She said, no.
First of all, it's a few stories out there. It was another story with this lady. The daughter was sick. She was like 10 years old. She had like sickle cells and cancer and all of this, and they wanted to do like a transplant. So they had to test the parents to see if they was eligible to be a donor, and that's how they found out that they wasn't her parents.
Yo, Babs.
Yes.
Yo, so every Monday, just in case you don't know, we have Bunny Tales, and Babs comes out with these stories. She know on front to back. She be having notes and everything. I'm mad some of these wasn't on Bunny Tails yet.
Listen, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. Trust me, especially the one I just talked about. I have to do this because that one was ill.
That's kind of like a little bit like the last one, because the last one, remember, the girl thought she was white and she was really black.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but imagine having a kid, raising this kid all these years, and then you find out that this is not your child, and you like, well, where the fuck is my kid?
Word.
That's sad.
Wait,
That's sad.
But that kid,
let me. Oh, go ahead, Hap. Go ahead, Hap.
I was just gonna say, but that kid really ends up being yours. Like, you know what I mean? You raised it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but then you like, well, who's raising my kid? What if it's booger eating white people that got their children in the basement? Now you got to go find your kids. Now you got to go look to the drinking gore and follow the Underground Railroad and find your seed. Like, what? That's scary, huh? What you mean that's okay if it's your kid? No. Now I got to find the other one. I got to make sure it's okay. Like, make sure he got raised by, like, you know, celebrities or something. I got to make sure.
Baby gonna come back with a check.
Then it makes sense. If it makes dollars, it makes sense. Now,
Wait.
that's
Ask Hap. Before you segue, like, speaking of where's the baby at, do you still have verses from P, or could you still put out a project of songs?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Word up.
Guys
On the
work,
computer right now for sure. Yep.
yeah, because I know that everybody says Tupac worked a lot, but you guys, from the night that I saw you, you guys make like 1,000 songs a night.
Yeah. I mean, shit. We made albums for the next 10 years, 20 years, like for sure, guaranteed.
We're on.
That's fire.
We on it.
would you say that you was more of the aggressor? Like, cause I know that I feel like you so quiet. I feel like the quiet storm. Like, I always call men that are like real quiet, but I know that they done killed niggas and went to their funeral. I call those the quiet storms, right? So would you say, I'm not saying that, you know, allegedly you ain't putting no hands on nobody, but would you say that you are like that type of person? That between the two of you, who was the more like, you know, get it done type of person?
You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely the more low key one, you know what I'm saying, out the two. That's fact. You know what I mean? And I always was fine with that, but you know, silent killer, you know what I'm saying? You know, in everything that I do, you know what I mean? I don't like to, broadcast everything. And, you know, that might attribute to why, you know, I'm underrated, because I just don't be tooting my own horn all the time, you know what I mean? But I get the job done.
Fine.
Sometimes you gotta set yourself on fire. And speaking of setting yourself on fire, our next order is piping hot, it's flaming, it's on the plate. So this man survived a sidewalk explosion. He literally gets lit on fire, but he saves himself. Let's go to the videotape.
That nigga.
He about to get a check.
Walking to pay a cell phone bill when the trip is interrupted by a jaw-dropping blast underground. Oh no! The explosion knocked the 57-year-old father on his chest, but before getting burned any worse, he had to get up and stagger away. You can't see the sidewalk.
You see the smoking? I would have not walked past all that smoke.
Yo.
Is blown off his feet.
Yes. So how do we feel? Thank God he's alive. He's definitely going to get a check. Okay. Definitely going to get a check.
The Lord
he was on his way to pay his cell phone bill. He gonna get all his bills paid.
Yeah, the Lord working in mysterious ways. What I find to be amazing outside of the fire is that he's 57 and that happened to him, and he got up and stumbled away like a real, you know. So shout out to him.
He's a black 57. You know that's 47.
Yeah. Shout out to Lloyd Banks. I see Lloyd Banks in the building.
Yes. What up, Banks?
That was good. Lloyd Banks had the #1 album on iTunes this year, and it didn't get enough recognition. So kudos and support to you, Lloyd Banks. All right, is fire up in here?
Yeah.
It's burning hot. We're on fire. Shorty, take it out. You already know, okay? Okay. You already know. He had the #1 album, so support to you. That's fire, just like what was in that man's face on the television just now, okay? Now, before we go into our next topic, don't forget to support us. Go to Bacon, Egg, and Cheese Show on YouTube. Also, Patreon. The show is going to be moving soon, so get in while you fit in. Patreon is where we're going to be going, so stay locked in for more announcements, and make sure you are locked in on the show on Patreon as well as YouTube. Now, for some reason, the link is not pulling up, but Honda tweeted a woman thanking her for buying her a car, and they called this young lady Bone Quisha. They said, "Thank you for your business, Bone Quisha." The baby's name is something like Lauren. It's not. Her name don't even start with a B. Her name don't even start with a B. And now they've issued an apology, but of course, her family responded to them saying, "We are not going to respond like Bonquishas. We're going to respond like Karens." So they done wrote letters. They done hit the CEO. So they too are going to be getting a check. How do y'all feel about this backhanded racism?
Reparations. Backhanded racism, I laugh at it. Like me, I look at things differently. Like if you read the 48 Laws of Power, a lot of people, I'm not going to get political because I don't want nobody.
Yeah.
But I'm just simply saying, like, you say and do the opposite to get it. So it's, all of these racists are being exposed, but yet the people who are getting the bad treatment are the ones who are ended up winning on top. Like you could sit here and have your racist meltdown, and then you're gonna lose your job, and then everybody's gonna point their fingers at you. You know what I mean? So I definitely see a shift and a change happening. It was totally disrespectful to call her Bonquisha. That's first off. You know what I mean? But just cry on them $100 bills, baby. That you ain't even have to pay for that car. You know what I'm talking about?
I need one of them racist checks. So I'm about to start calling customer service and some.
Have y'all ever ran into any racist situations? Like
I need somebody to be on that time.
Like blatant off top racist where somebody called me a nigga or something like that. I never ever experienced that. Like, you know what I mean? I'm surprised myself, but I know it's there like all day long. I just was, lucky enough not to, you know what I mean? But maybe somebody did some underhanded shit that I don't know about, but it ain't affect me.
So y'all never did or never went anywhere and you just felt like uncomfortable?
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, you grow up black and sometimes, you feel weird in certain places, but sometimes I think that feeling is just kind of, sometimes it can be in your head, you know what I mean? Because the way you grow up,
we have PTSD.
There you go.
So it makes us always on the defense.
Right. It be shit like that. You know what I mean?
I had a white woman call me a nigga in Taco Bell in front of my grandmother. In front of my grandmother. She called me a nigger. And my grandmother looked at me and said, "Slap her." My grandmother was not playing. She was like, "Slap her."
Shout out grandma.
So I did. And then I got out of there. Never called me a nigga because my grandmother was from the South.
Yeah.
And she does not play. My grandmother was like, "Slap the shit out of her and get out of here." And that's what I did. Okay? Statute of limitations is done. Okay? You can't come get me now. And there was no camera phones. What slap? Now, there's you talked about underhandedness and top of racism, right? So our next order comes extra with extra mayonnaise, baby, and a donut. Because it's a white police officer who threw a bag of something in the back of a man's car. But unbeknownst to him, he was being recorded. Let's go to the videotape.
Hey, bro, what's that? What's what? That you just threw in here. What's one word? I got you on camera, bro. I got you on camera. We're all good. Hey, bro, you just threw that in here. Yeah.
He said, "Yeah."
Mm-hmm.
Hey, bro, what's that? What's what? That you just threw in here.
He said, "You threw that in?" He said, "Yeah." So he admitted to it. How do you feel about that? Like, they've been doing this for years, but thanks to iPhones, Androids, and live streams, they're getting caught.
Wait. Let me play my sound effect.
I saw the tape.
So I saw what happened from the body cam. They tried to act like they here's the longer version because the guy film we did. The drugs or whatever's in that bag allegedly was from not allegedly, they was from another officer. So another officer passed it to him. Then he threw it in the car. So people are trying to say that the reason why the cop did it, he said, "Why'd you throw that back there?" And the cop said, "Well, it was in his pocket. So I'm just throwing it back into the car." Makes no sense. Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. I lived a very wild past, and I have been involved in a lot of things that we're going to talk about in the book. But I have never, ever, ever seen the police throw evidence from somebody else back into the car. It's always on the hood of the car. So if that is his defense, like it was already in his pocket and we're throwing it in the back seat, and that is what's on the body cam, that's still some bullshit. They try to plant something in them kids' car.
Yeah, and police, I had experience with that when I was a teenager. Police try to they did put something in my pockets,
Mm.
but luckily my older sister came around and it was making a big fuss, and they just let me go. But the motherfuckers put like empty crack vials in my pocket and was like, "Yo, what?"
What?
And I was like, "What?" I was like, "That's not mine." He's like, "Shut the fuck up," and kicked me. It was crazy. Ever since then, PTSD with the police for sure. Absolutely.
Wow, I never knew about that. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Unfortunate. And this is why you have to film the police. You got to film the police. Like, you got to protect yourself. There's even something that you can do to activate in your iPhone
Mm-hmm.
that if you get stopped by the police, you can say, Siri, I'm being stopped by the police. And then it will start automatically recording. It will like lock in your location. Like, these are like certain precautions
The
that you.
that because that's more for us than them. So shout out to iPhone.
Well, today's chit chat topic is if your friend likes a guy or girl and they don't like you and they don't like them, they like you. Is that person off limits? Like if you're walking down the street and you like your friend like, oh, he cute or she cute, and then she turn and look like at you like, oh, do you say no? My friend liked you first, or if y'all both like somebody and the person like you, like is he off limits? Like, do you have dibs on human beings?
It's a time limit. It's a time limit and it's experiences with it. Now, if we're just outside and we're just meeting the person at the same time, like how you described it, then if they're gonna like me better, I feel it. If they like my friend better, fuck is wrong with you, bitch? You don't see me. But you know what I mean? Like as long as it's that short period of time. Now, if it's a long period and we already went out or y'all already went out and then they like you more, that's something different.
Yeah, I'm not with it. If I'm out and one of my friends is like, oh, she look good, and then she don't want to holler at my friend, I just feel bad for my friend. So I just would be like, nah, like, I would really try to plug them with the friend and be like, I gotta take the L.
Now you
That's
lying.
just what it is.
You might lose your wife like that. You might.
Word, you wildin'.
But I don't want my friend liking my wife.
Nah, but we in the club, like it's alcohol flowing. They
Always gonna want them.
But even if you didn't meet, like if you have an attractive wife, and we're gonna go to you next. I'm so sorry. Even if you have an attractive wife, if they gonna think she's attractive. You want an ugly wife or an attractive wife? Like niggas
No,
like
I'm not
Beyonce.
talking. Not my friend. Be like, nah. Be we not even nah.
You don't think that some of Jay-Z's friends think that Beyonce's attractive?
I mean, yeah, but if they wanted to holler at her first, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's different.
What about you, Have?
Men is built different. The stories I hear about you niggas.
Don't believe everything you hear, half of what you see.
No, all I do is hang with men, and they all will share the same girl, relationship after relationship. They ask each other how it was, and then wait their turn. Niggas is crazy.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, people are grimy out here. You know what I'm saying? Niggas can't wait for you to, if you and the girl break up, somebody right on her real quick, fast. You know
Are you married? Are you married right now?
Who, me? No, I'm not married. No.
Okay, so it's been times where you've been on the road and somebody else saw something that they liked and they liked you. You left it alone.
Yeah, I kind of leave it alone. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of fish in this. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna, make my homie feel away. You know what I'm saying? If he really liked the shorty, I let him do his thing.
Now, Babs are agreeing. Y'all making me feel fucked up.
I watched Saved by the Bell. Luck. In this case, I'm gonna have to agree with you. Zach dated Jesse. He dated Kelly. Kelly was with Slater. Lisa was on Screech. Bitch. If the nigga don't want you, he don't want you. I'm sorry. Okay? You cannot. He's not a deed to a car. He's not a house. You don't have a ring. Now, if it's your ex, that's different. That's different. If y'all had conversation on the phone and y'all like, then I'm like, no. But if it's just like somebody that was the object of your affection, you like, oh, he cute, and he end up in my face buying me a drink, bitch, move.
Right.
Speaking of exes,
ones right now in the club. Is somebody, you know what I'm saying?
Like,
let me ask this question, right? So, how do you feel about your friends still conversing and talking to your ex. Is that okay with you?
Have
Have
With my friend talking to my ex.
yeah, like they still
Yes. Is
saying
I
that
mean,
okay?
it's really nothing you could do about it. But that's grimy. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. So that means how long you was looking at her? How long was you looking at her while I was with her?
But
You know what I'm saying? But
not talking to them, like messing with them. Like if let's just say you went through a breakup, right? And a lot of times when you're in a relationship, your
I don't think they
friends.
should be cool. I don't think they should be
I'm
cool.
with
Thank you. Okay, that's what
They
I was
shouldn't be cool.
asking. Or is it okay for friends to still be cool with somebody that you used to
Nope.
date with?
Nope.
That you
Nope.
no,
used to date.
We
unless they
all
were already
broke up.
friends.
We all broke up.
we
The
all
friends, everybody.
There you
We all
go.
broke up. Fuck that. Don't talk to them
Unless
no
they
more.
were already friends, have like if y'all was already friends before this, because it's like in
fine.
certain situations you
No,
already
not
knew the
friends
person.
before. No,
Like
this
you
Yeah, if y'all
person.
wasn't friends before,
No,
you gotta
no,
go.
you
Stop
know
playing.
this person because this person was with your ex.
word,
This person was with your friend. This is the only reason why you know
y'all
this
even know
person.
each other. Yo,
Gotta go.
I'm gonna tell you
Gotta go.
bitch, that I will visit your page every so often just to see who's in the comments. And I ain't gonna lie to you. I have taken pictures and sent it to people like, what the fuck is this? Oh, I'm sorry. I just no, nigga, no. Like we, you know what I'm saying? They go situation, they unfollow. I'm that person. Like, no, we all broke up, and I will come catch you. Like, hey, face, what's wrong with you, man? Trying to
We
do
all broke up.
Yeah, because not for nothing, I just went on Facebook today and I seen my cousin baby mother. And yeah, they not together, but she had a big ass belly. And I was like, wait a minute, is she pregnant? And then I'm looking and I'm seeing my family members liking pictures.
Nah, they
And
wild.
I'm just like,
They wild.
what the fuck?
They wild.
Like,
We all broke up.
Now,
There's no.
I'm not gonna say I never did this before, okay? One of my closest friends is my brother's ex. Now, this did not happen on purpose, but I mean, and I don't intertwine anything. Like when my brother was having his kids, I didn't even tell her until the baby was in my hand. Cause I can't, it's my brother. So I try to keep a separation between the two. But I mean, I do agree that, when you break up, it shouldn't really, I'm not locking in with any more of my brother's exes. Like that was it.
How close they got too, because I ain't gonna hold you. My sister is best for her first boyfriend's sister. That's, you know what I mean. But and like me, I was best friends with my cousin's ex-girlfriend. But I told him before they broke up, I don't care what happened with y'all. This is my sister. You know what I mean? Like it's just
Right.
that do that bond with. But the way these niggas be in the comments, like, oh, you look good and celebrating relationship, nah, I'm on your head. You know what I mean? Like, is
Yeah,
that
that's
friend
shady.
was celebrating their life after you? I don't fuck with you. My mother petty too. I ain't gonna tell you what she did, but she just blocked a couple people this week herself. Oh, you down with that? Block. I said, see, you're my mother. I come from you.
there you
That's
go.
how it goes, baby. That's how it goes. What would you say? Would you ever do reality television? I wanted to ask you that earlier, Havoc.
Oh, would I do reality TV?
Yeah.
It depends on what's the content. It depends on the content. I've been approached for reality TV before, but based on the content, I don't like to put that type of business out there in the streets.
Straight up.
Is there anyone that you ever wanted to work with that you didn't get an opportunity to work with? Dead or alive?
I would have loved to do a song with Pop.
That would have been fire.
Wow.
Or Michael Jackson, for that matter. I fuck with Michael Jackson. Yeah.
My cousin is like a big Tupac fan, and today when I said we got Havoc show, he was like, "Yo, you got Havoc?" Or asked him about how he felt during the mob, the beef when they had East Coast, West Coast. And I was like, "Nah, man, I don't want to bring that up." He probably been asked that 1,000 times, but it's like, that mentioned it. Like, they're always working on a new Pac album. Like, how did it feel to get caught up in that? Like, because I know that you did the East Coast version. Like, how did it feel to get like drawn up in that whole beef? And was it like really? You guys feel like it was real beef?
It didn't feel like real beef because because we didn't know each other like that for it to feel real, but it did feel like something could happen. You know what I mean? Like something real could happen. At the time, happening, I mean, you gotta hold it down for your peoples. You know what I mean? So it was on, like, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't nothing real, but you know what I mean. Since it was happening, you had to hold it down, and you know, and that's what we did.
You guys ever ran into Tupac face to face with when it was on?
Nah, we never got a chance to see him face to face. We were when we was actively beeping, we was throwing shots at each other in the songs, and as soon as we threw our shots back, he died. Word. We had to pull the song off the radio and everything.
Which record was that?
It was I think it was Drop a Gem on him.
Okay, I remember
It was Drop a Gem on him. Yep, that was like it was our first single off the Hell on Earth album. I remember that we put it out. She was about to start heating up. We was busting shots at Pop, you know, lyrically, and he passed away like a week later.
Damn.
Word.
Damn.
We need a
How
book,
did you-
Have.
Say that again.
How did you feel
We
when
book. We need a book, Have. We need a book.
Oh, I'm writing it right now as we speak.
Fire.
didn't Prodigy write a couple, like he had a cookbook and then he also wrote, did he write a memoir?
Yep. He had several books out.
Did you have any feelings about that? Did he share anything that you didn't like agree with, or was everything like how? Because you guys you said that sometimes you butted heads. Did you butt heads at any point with the memoir?
I mean, a little bit because you know, but I have to take an adult approach to the whole thing. Is people's story is their story,
Right?
You know what I mean? And I'm not whatever is in the book that I might not approve of. I'm not going to take it too personal because that's how he sees it, and I just have to leave it at that, and just and support him still. You know what I mean? Because that's what brothers do.
Right.
Do you have like a fondest memory of the two of you together, or maybe on stage or backstage, or maybe the first time you heard your song on the radio?
Or the biggest.
The fondest moments, me with P was the early days before all the hit records and stuff like that. Like just being in high school and just doing mischievous shit, you know what I mean? And cutting out of school and drinking Crazy Horse and St. Ides, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Those are my fondest memories, when we got successful, things, take a life of their own on. But my fondest memories is the earliest memories before we even got on.
I could totally understand that. A lot of the times when you able to look back, you like, yo, us trying to get on is the best times. So I tell a lot of new artists now that's coming up and I see them right there, I be like, yo, enjoy it, live your life, like just enjoy it, because nobody could tell you like, yo, on Friday, like your life gonna change. Like your record, like your hit record gonna come on Friday and you ain't gonna be able to do the same shit that you used to do. You don't know when that day is coming, but we working for that, right? So we gotta enjoy the time before, because once it becomes a job, it's a whole nother monster.
Definitely. C Mob in the comments wants to know, has Mob Deep ever met UGK?
Have we ever met? I'm sure I met Bun B before, definitely, but as a group, I don't think we ever met them. No, but I love them though as artists. Rest in peace to
You've had such a long
homie.
career, you might forget. Like one night in the club in Houston, they might have been there. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
Because sometimes I be forgetting all the things that happen. So your illustrious career, it probably was an event, a Jack the Ripper, or you know what I'm saying? It was something.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it'd be a lot of people that I met before. When I meet them again, I'll be like, yo, nice to meet you. They be like, yo, son, we met already. Like, we was kicking it over here. I was like, oh, shit, my bad. Like, you know what I mean? Word.
That happens because when you busy, you traveling, you moving around, and you've been doing this for a lot of years, so you meeting so many people. So unless it's something that's really like crazy where it's gonna be stamped in your memory, like 9 out of 10, you're gonna forget.
Right.
Even when they tell you, you still don't remember that shit.
Yo,
Like,
my cousin told me one day that we was with Jerry Seinfeld and Chris Rock. I said, What the fuck are you talking? Yo, I snapped on him because I'm like, them drugs is getting to you. So he said we was with Shan. I called Shan. I'm like, yo, this trying to tell me we was with Jerry Seinfeld, Chris Rock at the Apollo. He's like, yo, remember we was upstairs eating lunch? I said, what? I was smoking too much weed, so it happens, bro.
Chris Rock is actually like the thing about Chris Rock, because I met him at an event for LA Reid. I thought that he was gonna be so much more lively, but I get it because he's a comedian. It's like he wants people to pay for that persona. So he was very demure, like he was so quiet. As I'm speaking to him, he's like, yes, like just so calm. He shook my hand. Like I think he was like, it was like meeting like London royalty because he was just like. I was like, yo, not at all what I thought. He was really nice, but I understood that. I took it away from him.
Well, I smoked a lot of weed with Dave Chappelle, okay? And I really enjoyed the time and that I had with him, like, smoking this great marijuana that we were smoking and still working at the same time. And I was just in awe. And then every time I see him, I'd be like, yo, I got high with him. Oh, we smoked bad bud together. Like, yeah.
So Havoc, like, not a, but like outside of P, like, enjoyable artists that you've like, what was the best moment, like a dope artist, like we had a good time together?
Artists that I had working with Kanye a few several months back was a pretty cool time because he's a pretty cool dude to be around. You know what I mean? Chopped it up, had deep conversations. You know what I mean? Learned things that you know what I'm saying about him that I didn't know. So yeah, that was pretty interesting and cool to be around him.
So you took several months back. So you
say that again.
So you said several months back, which means that right now, several months, he's working on this Donda album. So you've heard working.
Yeah, I was working with him. I didn't know what album it was gonna be for, but from what I heard, the songs that we did together didn't make this Donda album, but I'm sure it's gonna be on another project. But,
right.
You know what I mean? But we just was. I was there for like 3 weeks, just working constantly on different music. You know what I mean?
And up there in where's that? Wyoming?
Yeah. Wyoming, word. Huh?
You was up at the ranch?
Yes. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
How was that experience?
It was different. It was like being in like the West, like the Wild Wild West, like nothing but ranches and horses and cows and motherfuckers out there got lands, like land. Like, right. You know what I'm saying? The size of small cities. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's real.
That's fire.
Speaking of land and rural...
Wait, one question. Would you ever get property up there as well? Was it that peaceful? Was that inspiring to do?
I mean, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know nobody out there. So, you know what I mean?
Not yet.
You got to be gripped up. Like, when you out there, you got to have all the guns. Like, for real. Like, it's just too big. The motherfucker could be living on your property. You don't even know it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, our final order comes from Idaho, and it's not potatoes, it's beef. So Idaho residents are in fear that an upcoming concert with Nelly will injure their community. They feel like it's going to bring their property value down because they say that Nelly glorifies the pimp lifestyle. Have you ever had a community try to halt a Mobb Deep performance? And how do you feel about this as happening to Nelly?
We never had anybody try to halt a Mobb Deep performance, but I would say the thing with Nelly and people trying to halt his performance, I think they need to fall back. You know what I mean? Like, when I look at Nelly, I don't think about pimp and all of this, that, and the third. Like, come on, like, cut it out. If that's the case, they're going to stop Snoop from going wherever they going. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is artistry. It's all in fun. It's art. Whatever he said, it's just artistry, man. They need to cut it out. It's that cancel culture. I'm telling you, man. This shit is crazy.
How do you ladies feel? How do you feel about the cancel culture? How do you feel about this happening to Nelly? Have you ever had anyone trying to stop you?
I was in the car yesterday, and I was listening to P100, and I was like, oh, who shit is this? And I looked at the radio. It said Nelly. I had to look it up to see if it was the Nelly that we was talking about. Nelly got a new record out in this new bop. So shout out to him. And Idaho wildin', man. They got little bit of people just like over there in Miami.
Idaho was wilding, but I don't know which Nelly they talking about. Are they talking about
Drop that
the
girl.
country song Nelly, or they talking about the tip drill Nelly? I don't know where they got that Nelly was a pimp. And then I'm
Right.
like, at first I'm like, what the fuck are they talking about? And then I remembered the tip drill video. My nigga. I'm gonna go watch that video when we fucking get off this live. Okay. Shout out to Nelly. Nelly Shine. Let him come in there and do Down Down Baby country songs, and then let him close out with tip drill, since y'all think he's a fucking pimp. Bam.
And that concludes the orders for today. That was today's menu. We loved having you, Havoc. It was an amazing experience. You are more than welcome to pop back in anytime and dish the dirt with myself and the ladies. Everyone, make sure you lock in with us. Follow everybody on Instagram and Twitter. Check out the show on YouTube. Also, check out Lady Luck's businesses. Luck.
Yep, we got Lucky Punch, we got Lucky Sound. We're doing all placements with. We got Lucky Crowns. I got a crown for you. We got Lucky CBD. So where we have flowers on our page, we got flour, we got lotion, we got massage oil. Yes, Lee, I'm bringing that to you. Pain solve. So when you have it solved, we have drops that definitely help you because melatonin don't really work for me. It and I'm gonna send you a whole box. Anybody else that want to know? Lucky Punch, Lucky Sounds, everything with the eye. Sounds, everything with the eye.
Salute.
There you go. Wait, let me just say this real quick. First of all, make sure y'all subscribe to the Queen of the Ring Artist channel on YouTube. But I just want to say, Havoc, like for me, this is fire. This is dope. Like, you know, I've met a lot of people, but I don't think that I've ever met you before. And me being an artist, me coming from the era, like I have so many memories with like Mobb Deep shit. Like even being from Brooklyn, I remember like niggas in the hood listening. Niggas like, yo, these niggas talking real tough. These niggas talking tough. Like I so remember this shit. And like so for me, this is big. I appreciate it. Like, and it means so much to me for me to even be able to vibe with you either on a live or whatever. Like that's big for me. So I just wanted to say that.
Yeah, me too.
Likewise, Babs. Salute. I appreciate being on this platform with you. You know what I mean? And all of y'all, thank you so much. I appreciate y'all.
That's right. And don't forget, follow us. Instagram, Twitter. Check us out on YouTube. Get to Patreon if you don't have it already. You can go to my website, MissLissaKnows.com, where you could get sunglasses, sweatsuits, hats, tote bags, and much more. Enter the code BEC and you'll save some bacon, egg, and cheese. Havoc. Make sure you're following Havoc. Check out. Come on, he's a legend. He's a legend. More music to come, right?
That's right. It's coming,
more
baby.
Music to come.
The book is
more to be followed.
The movie's coming. Everything is coming.
The memoirs, the movies, music with these ladies, so much more. So make sure that you are dropping roses on the legend. Go put some rose emojis in his comments box right now.
And if you're a new artist and don't know that he does production, he make fire beats. And so, you know, you can holler at him. Make sure you got some bread to invest in yourself, okay? Make sure, because these fucking beats that he got is so fire and they not for free. You already know the vibe. Damn.
That's right.
That's right.
And this is Bacon, Egg, and Cheese, where we chop up the hottest topics, dish the dirt, and serve it to you raw, baby, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon. So until next time.